Tom Holland admits Zendaya has been instrumental to his sanity. Following their leading roles in Spider-Man, co-stars Tom Holland and Zendaya are the favorite couples all over social media. Actually, their relationship is full of stories that need to be told, because the two are really perfect for each other. They don't keep themselves silent when they are asked to talk about one another, and moreover, Tom Holland admits Zendaya has been instrumental to his sanity. Let's find out more about it. Friendly co-stars. As co-stars, Zendaya and Tom Holland have spent a lot of time together. Ever since their first appearance in Spider-Man Homecoming in 2017, they have formed an everlasting bond. They have become one of the most inseparable pairs in Hollywood. Even though they are not the first duo that has formed a friendship due to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Zendaya and Holland seem to put everyone else to shame. Since the early days of their friendship, Tom has been outspoken about his fondness for Z, whether that be in the form of gushy interviews or cheeky Instagram captions. At first, they just appeared as high school friends, MJ and Peter Parker. But as the trilogy reached its second chapter, the two characters became romantically involved, with fans also speculating the possibility of an actual romance between the two actors. And yes, in 2021, this relationship was finally confirmed, while their bond grew even stronger in No Way Home. In July 2021, a photo of the couple kissing in a car went viral, and media publications confirmed that they are indeed together. But as it seems, the two are more like a private keepers, as Holland explained. One of the downsides of our fame is that privacy isn't really in our control anymore, and a moment that you think is between two people that love each other very much is now a moment that is shared with the entire world. He even revealed that he has a recurring nightmare in which he is paralyzed in his bed as paparazzi surround him. I have always been really adamant to keep my private life private, because I share so much of my life with the world anyway, Holland said, adding that he and his girlfriend sort of felt robbed of their privacy when the pics of them kissing surfaced. It's not that he and Zendaya weren't ready to talk about their rumored relationship, Holland says, but rather it's just that they didn't want to. It's not a conversation that I can have without her. This isn't my story, it's our story, and we'll talk about what it is when we're ready to talk about it together, he says. Tom said that it's incredibly frustrating to deal with the speculation that they were dating. It means that if you are dating someone, you have to be really conscious of their feelings. Because if something does happen between the two of you, it is not just happening between the two of you, it's happening in front of the entire world. And it can be very complicated. It's one of the things I worry about most, of all the things in my career. As for Zendaya, she tells the magazine that the whole situation was quite strange and weird and confusing and invasive. The equal sentiment we both share is just that when you really love and care about somebody, some moments or things you wish were your own. I think loving someone is a sacred thing and a special thing, and something that you want to deal with and go through and experience and enjoy amongst the two people that love each other, she says. Instrumental to his sanity? In an interview with GQ, Tom talked about his rise to fame. He revealed how growing up in the movie industry was confusing, mainly because of differing advice on who he should be. In that interview, he even said that he hates when people do not like him, and he's ready to do anything to avoid that situation. One of my biggest faults is that I'm an impossible people pleaser. I don't like the idea of people not liking me, so I will do whatever I can to make that not the case. Well, this explains a lot, even on the romantic side of his story, right? Let's make it clear. When an interview is mainly focused on your own career, paths you took to become who you are right now, and you're talking about someone else, it's nothing but huge respect to the person you're talking to, right? And yeah, Tom was definitely talking about Z in that interview. Some told me, you should go out and buy a Ferrari and live in Malibu and live the high life. Some would say, I wouldn't do interviews with chat shows if you don't want to. I've kind of found a middle ground. He said yes to literally anything, and by 21, he had his entire career planned out. In the middle of all that, he was trying to grow up, trying to be a normal person, or as close to normal as one can be inside the strange crucible of fame. The ages between 15 and 21 are when you figure out who you are going to be. When everyone is telling you that you are the best thing in the world, you can grow up and believe that, he said. But it seems Zendaya is the one who became his guide to reality. Having her in my life was so instrumental to my sanity. She is so good at being the role model for you guys and girls. When anyone comes up like, can I have a picture? It's never a bad time. Whereas my initial reaction was, "Why are you talking to me? Leave me alone." When Zendaya spotted this, she quickly told him that this sort of reaction was going to be more aggro than just smiling and taking the picture. She taught him that fame is work too, and he learned to smile for every picture, hug every fan, do the meet and greets, and so on. He learned to be present. One of the most important parts of having a healthy relationship is to support each other. And when Zendaya discovered that Tom plans to direct in the future, she explained that he has a director-like mind, and praises the actor's tendency to come up with ideas. Following this realization, Z comments, "We never had this in-depth of a conversation when we were on set." When Zendaya begins to describe their on-set conversations, stating, "Our conversations are..." Tom Holland finished her sentence, chiming in with one word, "childish." Tom Holland and Zendaya have a playful on-set relationship. Work and life can be hard enough, and sometimes, you just need someone to goof around with in between takes. Which is likely the reason this interview starkly contrasted with their norm. The two discussed their relationship during the Spider-Man No Way Home premiere in London on December 5th. Tom emphasized that the best thing about having Zendaya by his side for the past 5 years has been their companionship. He continued, "Two friends coming together, experiencing this world, going through the same problems at the same time, having a shoulder to cry on, has been a huge thing for the pair of us." Zendaya and Tom aren't just co-stars and partners, but she has also lent a helping hand to Tom's charity. Holland runs a charity organization with his brothers, Sam, Harry, and Patty. Tom announced the group, called the Brothers Trust, with his brothers and Zendaya by his side. There's nothing specific that the group does, but Tom uses his platform to raise money for various causes. They have raised money for Toys for Tots, have created several grants for various other organizations, and overall try to support charities who struggle to be heard. Tom is the oldest and most famous of his brothers, but he's not their only connection to fame. Tom's father was a relatively well-known British comic. He's since been far surpassed by his son, Tom. Yet the family was always in the public light. Though Brothers Trust is obviously a family venture, Zendaya has been involved sporadically. The actress has several causes and charities of her own. Brothers Trust is far from her only charity work. For her 18th birthday, Zendaya raised funds to feed hungry children around the world. Although nothing that Zendaya bears her direct involvement like Tom and the Brothers Trust. What do you think about Tom Holland and Zendaya? Aren't they the best couple? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.